KCU Santa Clara, the underground sound. This is DJ Violet Monday, and today my co-host, Cinequest extraordinaire, Sherry. Woo!
Hey everyone, I'm here to introduce Jarrod Whaley. He's a local filmmaker, and he actually had a movie in Cinequest last year called Hell is Other People. This year he's back with his world premiere of Glass Slipper. I'm going to ask him some questions now. Why don't you tell us about your movie?
First of all, great to be here. As you've just heard, the film is called The Glass Slipper, which probably conjures up some kind of Cinderella kind of images to you. And basically, I like to call this film something sort of like an inverted fairy tale. It's kind of got some of the elements of the way a fairy tale works, and then it sort of doesn't end up in that way. It's set here in Silicon Valley. There's kind of a what may be a very familiar kind of a character type to people who live around here. He's just sort of this aimless wheeler dealer, kind of money grubbing sort of trickster in a way, who's just kind of floating around in this sort of gold rush, Silicon Valley kind of atmosphere. And his family's falling apart in the midst of his trying to kind of pull some business things together. He's sort of creepy around the ladies, and basically it all kind of comes to a head when there's a nanny who's brought in to kind of watch his daughter in the midst of his divorce, and they kind of hit it off in a weird sort of a way, I guess, and it sort of goes on from there and becomes, as I say, like a sort of a nasty fairy tale.
Great, thanks. And what do you want people to get out of this film?
I get out of it what you want, I suppose. It's I think it's a kind of story that is not going to leave you smiling at the end in the sense that, oh, that was a satisfying and happy ending. I think what it's sort of more about is that we all kind of know this person, the character's name is Ermir in the film, who is completely sort of oblivious to everyone around him, doesn't really have any sort of regard for others' feelings. And I think we all run into this person, especially, I don't know if this happens to you, but as I'm walking down the sidewalk, people will just, sort of not even get out of my way. And it's like they just expect you to walk right into them. And there's this kind of just, like, ugly behavior that I think I'm trying to call attention to. But I think there's also a lot of stuff about how not to dissolve your family, how not to be an evil, money-grubbing, loser. So it's not like a preachy kind of thing, but it's sort of a question that asks me to answer in a preachy sort of a way. And I don't want to put that across as it's that kind of movie, but just trying to answer the question.
Sounds interesting. What was it like making this movie and your experience?
It was great. It was compared to Hell is Other People, which we mentioned. This was a breeze to make. Hell is Other People I made in Tennessee, where I'm originally from, and there's a very kind of closely knit and kind of a strong creative community there, but there aren't a lot of people interested in film. There aren't a lot of actors, and so you kind of have to draw on this wider population sort of thing, and it's. To be fair, that's sort of something that I like to do anyway. I like to pull in non-actors and put them up against actors, by which I mean people who have performed in plays or movies previously. Because non-actors, I think, have no preconceived notions about what they're supposed to do. They don't want to chew the scenery down. They kind of take what you tell them and they do the best they can with it. And so... It's the kind of thing where I come out here and it's way easier to kind of pull everything together on a production level, because there are, first of all, there are just more people here, but there are more sort of willing people here. I think in Tennessee there's this weird phenomenon where people don't want to leave their homes, and so it's the first film took me probably 4 years to get it all pulled together, and it's just such a simple movie. It seems kind of odd to say that. And this one I shot it in a couple of months. So just to me, the compared to the first feature, the experience here was just so easy and so seamless that's kind of what sticks out about it to me.
Great. On the other hand, what would be the most difficult challenge in making this movie?
I think, as Joe said, you are always going to want more money. So it's basically the challenge with any film is looking at what you're given and trying to make something more out of that than might seem possible at first glance.
Right.
And so to speak to that on a specific level with this film, I will say something perhaps along the lines of the one of the locations we worked at, the Glass Slipper Inn in Palo Alto, which is this really it's not the greatest hotel in the world. We'll not compare it to the Hilton or something, and it's got this cheesy stucco Princess Tower on it and things.
Is it called the Glass Slipper?
It's called the Glass Slipper Inn, and for obvious reasons, I wanted to shoot at this place. It's got this kind of like decrepit fairy tale kind of a feeling to it, kind of a kooky name. It fits in a lot of ways. So the problem with getting your mindset on a location like that is that you may find the owners of the location don't want you to shoot there. And so we approached them. We were like, we would like to shoot some scenes here. And at first, they're like this very traditional kind of Pakistani family, and they're thinking, oh, they probably want to come in here and shoot pornos or have a big cocaine party, and just call it a film shoot. And so the problem is though, in this case, I've already kind of begun raising money through Kickstarter and stuff for the project with the title The Glass Slipper, and so I kind of need this location. And it's a little bit harrowing to kind of try to talk people into things sometimes when you've already kind of begun to count on them.
Right.
That can happen a lot in this line of work, I think.
Right.
As some other people in the room can probably.
But you were
attest.
able to overcome that challenge.
Yeah, you've got to. You got to. You either do that or you rewrite the film a little bit and you change the title.
Right. There you go. Thank you. Okay, so do you have a favorite quote from the movie or a favorite scene?
There is a scene, this character that I was talking about a minute ago named Ermir, he is just completely just sort of clueless to everyone around him, like I was saying. But he has this this complex that he is persecuted in a way, and at one point he, his bookie whom he can't pay is taking his car in exchange for the money that he is owed. This character says, I feel like Martin Luther King, which is really great to me, and it's not something that I can deliver here in a way that is anywhere near as funny as it is in the film. So I in fact, I assure you to come, that you will you'll laugh at that if you come see the film, and I just sound like a moron saying it.
Okay.